Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Sal Segala, and we are here for the Watkins Glen review for the NASCAR Truck Series. They were back on track, and a lot going on. Your overall thoughts about that race, Sal?
Yeah, it was a good race. It was not really so much a domination by Corey Heim, but there was a lot of action in it. Chris Bell looked like he was going to win it, and then had his issues. But other than that, thoughts and prayers still going out to Stuart Friesen. The reason Christopher Bell was racing was because he took over Stuart Friesen's. He took over his spot. His spot in the truck. Since
Yes.
Friesen had that wreck, they had Christopher Bell in it this week. So he stepped up to the plate and almost got himself a win.
Yes, indeed. It was a triple overtime. In fact, Corey Heim triumphs again, but this time at Watkins Glen. The NASCAR Craftsman's Truck Series Championship leader, Corey Heim, scored his fourth consecutive road course victory and the sixth win of the season in a dramatic triple overtime finish as nightfall approached in Friday's Mission 176 at the Glen at the historic Watkins Glen International in New York. Now, there were 3 attempts at overtime, and despite the additional laps and being close on fuel, Heim was able to hold off the number 19 of Daniel Hemrick to score his 6th win of the season in the first at Watkins Glen, the 17th of his short career, 17 wins already. He also has won the last 4 Truck Series road course races with this win. He became the youngest driver in series history to notch 17 wins. And I believe that that's a lot of wins in such a short career that he has. Hemrick pulled alongside Heim following the final restart, but got sideways heading uphill and wasn't able to recover the position. He ended up finishing in second place. Then it was Gio Rogero, Christopher Bell, Tyler Ankrum, Sammy Smith, Ty Majeski, Connor Zilisch, Matt Mills, and Lane Riggs finished out the remainder of the top 10. Heim started from the pole. He won the opening stage and led a race high 44 of the extended 81 laps. There were 8 lead changes among 6 drivers and 9 cautions for 26 yellow flag laps. The average speed of the race was 76.852, and the highest rookie was Gio Ruggiero in third place. But the fastest lap award went to the number 77. That was Andrew Perez de Lara on lap 47 at 72.761. And there's some news about Andres Perez de Lara. Sal, have you heard that news?
No, I haven't.
He's leaving Spire Motorsports and going to a new team. He's going to Nice Motorsports. So I think he's leaving Spire and moving on to Nice Motorsports for the playoffs. Your thoughts there about the top 10?
So he must be taking over for Caden Honeycutt then.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, because Honeycutt's leaving. He's going with another.
He's going to be racing the number 52 for Stuart Friesen.
Well, he's also going to a different manufacturer.
Yes.
That was the reason why they didn't let him finish out the season.
And I think there's rumors that next season he could be going with another Toyota team.
Well, yeah, that's like Corey Heim's going with signed on with 2311.
Yep. Anyway, your thoughts here about the top 10 finishers?
Yeah, congrats to Corey Heim, just dominating the series. It's kind of sad to see Ty Majeski finished the 7th. He was last year's champion,
yes,
and still doesn't have a win. Here's where the controversy about the playoff, if it's fair or not, because Corey Heim should have been last year's champion. And then you come to this season and Ty Majeski without a win, and he was last year's champion only because he won the one race where Corey Heim was off. But They're talking about Gio Ruggiero as being the next big driver coming up. Then even Lane Riggs, who had his issues, still finished 10th. So
A couple drivers from outside the series. William Sawalich finished in 11th place. You also had Chris Buescher in this race. He had a 23rd place finish. And Kyle Busch, he had a steering issue that took him out of the race on lap 13. That was disappointing. So he was driving the 07 for Spire Motorsports. William Lambros had a suspension issue that took him out on lap 21. Caden Honeycutt was in the 02 for Young's Motorsports this weekend. He had a drivetrain issue on lap 29 that took him out of the race. It was lap 35 for Jack Wood. He had an accident that took him out of the race, and brakes cut short the day for Raja Karuth on lap 36. Also, suspension issue on lap 47 for Parker Kligerman. And Ross Chastain, another one of the drivers from the other series, racing for Nice Motorsports, had a fuel pump issue on lap 51 that took Ross Chastain out of the race. Tony Breidinger had an engine issue on lap 58. And another accident, this time for Tanner Gray, took him out of the race on lap 64. Frankie Munoz was still running, although he was laps down. And an accident for Ben Rhodes took him out of the race on lap 68. So there were, in fact, 25 cars, 26 if you count Frankie Munoz, running at the end of this race. But only Andreas Perez de Lara was the last car on the lead lap, running in 21st. So kind of an amazing finish with those 3 overtime restart.
oh yeah, especially when they only give them one shot at the restart, So,
Yeah.
but then it's Watkins Glen. It's a road course, so you kind of expect it. Bell even thought he was running short on fuel because towards the end of the race he was backing it down, to make sure he was going to make it to the end.
Well, I'll tell you, the margin of victory was 0.202 thousandths of a second. So it was a close finish for Corey Heim and the number 2 guy, Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Hemrick is such a clean driver. I really like him. 6th win for Corey Heim. You want to cover the points?
Yeah, so on points, we got Corey Heim, who's leading the points. Actually, Corey Heim already locked up the regular series championship, so now he could just focus on getting stage wins and playoff points.
Mm-hmm.
Second is Lane Riggs. Third is Chandler Smith with 2 wins. Fourth is Daniel Hemrick, who has his 1 win. Fifth is Grant Infinger. 6th is Ty Majeski. 7th is Tyler Akram. 8th is Caden Honeycutt. 9th is Jake Garcia. And rounding out the top 10 is Ben Rhodes with Gio Ruggiero in 11th. And Raja Karuth will knock Ben Rhodes out of the 10th spot. But they haven't announced if Stuart Friesen, if the 52 is still going to be able to keep the wins and keep the spot.
Well, and I'm wondering about Caden Honeycutt too. He's going to be in a different car now too. So I don't know how all that's going to play out. Friesen has not yet asked for a waiver. Probably depends on how his recovery goes.
Oh, he's done for the season.
Yeah, Garcia would lead Rhodes at the cutoff line by 11 points. If you're looking at it from the playoff standings, which it runs a little bit different than the regular point standings because it's put together according to wins. So Corey Heim, of course, with his 6 wins, still is at the top. Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith both have 2 wins, so they would be in 2nd and 3rd. Daniel Hemrick, Tyler Ankrum, Raja Karuth, and Stuart Friesen all have 1 win. They still show him on this list of in 7th place. There's 3 drivers that don't have a win. In 8th place is Grant Infinger. He's 80 points to the good. Ty Majeski in 9th place, 73 points to the good. And Caden Honeycutt in 10th place, 54 points above the cut line. Now, if they take Stuart Friesen out, that would move Jake Garcia up. And then I'm wondering about Caden Honeycutt if he just changes teams for his playoff eligibility. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Do you know?
You know what? I think Caden keeps his points because I think the points follow the driver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, the points follow the driver, but in Stuart Friesen's case, I'm sure the team's going to be talking to NASCAR and tell him, hey, you know what, we're already in the chase, we have a win. You know, how's it going to work? You know, to keep Stuart to keep the truck number, the 52 inside the, inside the playoffs.
Well,
So
Caden Honeycutt is driving that number 52 for the remainder of the season.
okay, I didn't know he was driving it for the remainder.
Yeah, I think he's going to be in there for the rest of the season. So that's why he left Spire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's leaving Spire, and why Spire let him go is because he's racing for Toyota in that number 52 truck for so he can contend for the championship. That would eliminate Stuart Friesen, who's probably not going to be able to come back in time to race for the championship. So Caden Honeycutt would then be in that number 52. So anything more you want to mention here before we move on, Sal?
That's about it.
Okay, well, do watch for more coming from Fan for Racing Radio. We've got 5 races to review. We've completed 3 of them. We have just 2 more to go. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern time, Jay and I will be here for the NASCAR Hot Topic Sound Off. It's just him and me tonight. Chris has a big event happening at his Why Not Motorsports Park in the coming weekend. So I think he may be out for 2 weekends in a row because of big events happening at Why Not Motorsports. So we'll look forward to having Chris Crichton back in a couple of weeks. I don't know if we can get it filled for tonight, but we'll see if we can find somebody to fill that seat next week on our Hot Topic Sound Off. I just might ask our participant, All Sports All Day, to come on with us. We'll have to wait and see. Sal and I did an interview with Kyle Keller, the winner of the ARCA West Series, earlier today. We'll have that interview posted for you on Tuesday. He was the winner of that ARCA West Series race, and it was his first win in the ARCA West. So pretty exciting for Kyle Keller. Also, Jay and I will be back later on this week with the previews for the racing at Richmond Raceway this coming weekend. 3 races, so there'll be 3 previews. And then Taz and I will be available on Friday to give our fantasy report to help everybody with their fantasy picks for the upcoming weekend in the NASCAR Cup Series. So with that, we want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. We do appreciate each and every one of you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you all next week.